There is a version of you that no one can manipulate, provoke, or break. You've met him once, the day you stopped caring. Something happened. You hit your limit, and for one clean moment, nothing anyone said could touch you. You were calm, focused, cold, and people felt it. Then life pulled you back. The reactions came back. The overthinking, the need to be understood, the flinch when someone tested you. Machiavelli understood something most men never will. The greatest enemy you will ever face is not a rival, not a system, not the people plotting against you. It's the undisciplined version of yourself that wakes up every morning and negotiates with weakness. Today, that negotiation ends. I'm going to walk you through the 7-part architecture of a mind that cannot be read, cannot be rattled, and cannot be broken. Across your emotions, your silence, your circle, and your focus. This isn't motivation, it's construction. If you're ready to build that man, comment, "Nothing can move me right now," because cold men don't just watch. They apply. Let's begin. Section 1, the inner citadel. The war happens behind your eyes. Before you can become impossible to manipulate in the outside world, you have to win a war that no one else can see. The war behind your own eyes. Most men think manipulation happens to them. It doesn't. Manipulation happens through them. Through their unguarded reactions, their unmanaged fears, their desperate need to be liked, understood, and reassured. A man with an undisciplined mind is not a target that's hard to hit. He's a target that hits himself the moment someone knows which button to press. Machiavelli called the mind the real throne room. Not an office. Not a title. Not a bank account. The 6 inches between your ears. That is the territory every kingdom is won or lost on. And most men have surrendered that throne without a fight. They've handed it to social media, to other people's opinions, to the fear of what a room thinks when they walk into it. Here's the cold truth. A mind that can be disturbed from the outside can be controlled from the outside. Someone floods you with silence, you spiral. Someone lands one insult in the right wound, you collapse. Someone withholds their approval, and suddenly you're performing for a person who was never worth your energy. The untouchable man built a fortress instead. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external force can enter unless you open the gates. Your first job is simple and brutal. Stop opening the gates. Guard your mind like territory. Audit what you let in, because the man who controls the inside becomes impossible to control from the outside. Comment, "My mind is my fortress," if this already hit something. Section 2, kill the reaction. The pause that makes you untouchable. Now, I'm going to give you the single most valuable half-second of your life, the gap between what happens to you and how you respond. Weak men have no gap. Something happens and they react instantly, emotionally, like a chess piece being moved by someone else's hand. And this is exactly what a manipulator wants, because your reaction is information. Your anger is a map. Every time you explode, defend, or justify yourself, you're handing over the blueprint of your weak points to whoever is watching. Machiavelli wrote that the wise man does not leave to chance what he can decide with reason. The cold man builds a wall between the stimulus and the response. And inside that wall, he thinks. He asks the only question that matters in the moment. Who benefits from my reaction right now? Because chaos is often manufactured. Drama is engineered. Provocation is bait, designed to pull you off your throne and drag you to a level where you can be handled. Understand this distinction, because it's the whole game. There is a difference between a man who feels nothing and a man who feels everything but is controlled by nothing. The first is numb. The second is powerful. You are not killing your emotions, and you are refusing to let them command you. Feelings are data. You read them, you weigh them, and then you decide. When someone tries to provoke you and you answer with stillness, you win. When they betray you and instead of collapsing, you recalibrate, cold, quiet, strategic, you win. The man who cannot be provoked cannot be predicted, and the man who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. Comment, "I move on calculation, not emotion," if you felt that. Section 3, the vault. Weaponized silence. Say less. Reveal nothing. Watch everything. Most men talk too much. They fill every silence, announce every plan, expose every wound to people who are quietly studying them for weakness. They confuse being heard with being respected. And that need, the need to be understood, has cost more men their power than any enemy ever could. Machiavelli was clear. Words are cheap, and men who speak too much reveal too much. Every sentence you don't need to say is a card you don't need to show. Every plan you announce before you execute it is a strategy you've handed to your competition. Every emotion you broadcast is a lever you've built for someone else to pull. Here's the part no one tells you. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is pressure. When you go quiet, the other person rushes to fill the void. And in filling it, they reveal themselves while you reveal nothing. Silence is intelligence gathering. Silence is dominance without aggression. It cannot be argued with, manipulated, or disarmed, because there is nothing visible to attack. Your mouth should be a vault, opened only when the words inside are worth more than the silence you're breaking. Speak to build something, move something, or end something. Everything else is noise. And cold men don't make noise. They make moves. Comment silence is my weapon if you're ready to guard your words. Section 4. Read before. You're read seeing the move before it's made. You will never be manipulated by a person you have already read. Most men are dangerously naive about the people around them. They take words at face value. They confuse kindness with loyalty and proximity with allegiance. They project their own honesty onto everyone else. And that projection is exactly the vulnerability a manipulator feeds on. Machiavelli's rule was surgical. Watch what people do, not what they say. Words are the cheapest currency in human interaction. Anyone can build a sentence to make you feel safe. But behavior is expensive. Behavior costs time, energy, and consistency. Watch how a person treats those who can do nothing for them. Watch what they say about others when those others aren't in the room. Watch what they do when they think no one is paying attention. That's when the mask loosens and the real architecture shows. And here's the tell I promised you. The one that exposes almost every manipulator. They rush your decisions and they punish your silence. A person operating in good faith can wait. A person trying to move you can't. Because your calm gives you time to see the trap. The moment you feel urgency you didn't create or guilt for simply not answering, you've found the lever someone is reaching for. Name it and it stops working. This isn't paranoia. It's calibration. Seeing human nature clearly without the fog of wishful thinking. Once you've truly read someone, you can decide with precision how much access, trust, and energy they've actually earned. Comment I see clearly now if this rewired how you look at people. Section 5. Need nothing, the death of the validation addiction. Now the master key. The one principle that everything else is built on. You cannot be controlled by anyone whose approval you do not need. Every manipulation, every provocation, every attempt to bait or break you, all of it only works on a man who needs something from the person doing it. Your approval, your acceptance, your reassurance, your place in the group. Remove the need and you remove the leash completely. But that price is higher than most men will pay. We live in a world engineered to make you dependent on approval, conditioned from childhood to perform for the crowd, to measure your worth by the reaction of others, to need the nod, the like, the applause to feel real. That conditioning runs so deep that men don't even recognize it as a chain. They call it caring what people think. They dress it up as humility. But underneath, it's the same thing, an internal state being controlled from the outside. Machiavelli understood that respect and love are not the same. Love is conditional. It can be withdrawn to control you. But respect is earned through composure, through the unmistakable signal a man sends when he refuses to be rattled. When you stop reacting to provocation, people get uncomfortable. When you stop explaining yourself to critics, they get confused. And when you reach the cold, quiet place where another person's opinion of you weighs less than your own, the entire game changes. They feel the absence of neediness in you, and that stillness triggers something primal. Respect, caution, and the recognition that you play by different rules. Validate yourself first, not from arrogance, but from earned, tested evidence that you are still worth building. When they can't break you and they'll try, they'll have no choice but to respect you. Comment I need no one's permission if this just freed something. Section 6. The cold audit. Cut what drains you. You cannot become untouchable while carrying dead weight. There's a law running silently in your life right now. You become the average of the 5 people closest to you. Not similar to them. Their ceiling becomes your ceiling. Their comfort with mediocrity seeps into you so gradually you don't notice until you look up one day and realize you've shrunk. Machiavelli. warned that a prince surrounded by flatterers is already walking toward his own ruin because flattery is poison dressed as loyalty. But there's a second, more dangerous type, the quiet saboteur, the one who smiles to your face and resents your progress in private, the one who's conveniently absent when you need support and conveniently present when you stumble. Their betrayal doesn't announce itself. It moves in the shadows, and a doubt planted here, a subtle undermining there. So run the audit emitter cold, clear, without guilt. For every person, ask, does their presence make me sharper or duller? Does their honesty make me better? Or does their comfort keep me small? Do they celebrate my growth, or does my rise create a tension they can barely hide? These aren't cruel questions. They're necessary ones. Sentimentality is a luxury losers afford themselves. The man who refuses to lose cannot carry passengers. Shrink your circle without announcement. Raise your standards without explanation. Give your loyalty only to the rare few who've paid for it in the currency that matters. Consistent, pressure-tested action over time. Comment auditing my circle if you know it's time. Section 7, build in the dark. Invisible progress is unstoppable progress. There's a moment in every serious man's life where he has to make a choice the world won't understand. The choice to go quiet. Not to disappear from life, to disappear from the performance of it. Most men can't do it. They're addicted to the feedback loop, the dopamine of being seen, approved, acknowledged. And that addiction is one of the greatest limiters on human potential that exists. Because here's what happens when you broadcast your transformation. Your brain can't fully tell the difference between the reward of achievement and the reward of acknowledgement. You announce the goal, you get the applause, and you feel satisfied before the work is done. You start talking like a winner and moving like a man who already collected the prize. Machiavelli studied the rulers who lasted and the ones who fell, and found a pattern. The one who moved visibly was always easier to stop than the one who moved invisibly. When your enemies can see your trajectory, they can calculate your destination and position to block it. But when your preparation is private, you become a variable they can't account for, and a variable that can't be accounted for can't be controlled. So go dark on the noise and go deep on the mission. Become your own audience. Find your fuel entirely inside yourself with no external eyes. That isn't isolation, now that's sovereignty. And when you resurface sharper and stronger than anyone expected, you won't need to say a word. Your results will speak in a language that cannot be argued with. Because the most powerful entrance a man can make is the one nobody saw coming. Comment I build in silence if you're going dark, in Section 8. The unbreakable frame, the close car commencement. Remember the version of you from the beginning of this video? The one you met once, the day you stopped caring? He was never a stranger. He was you with the gates closed and the noise cut out. Becoming impossible to manipulate is not an event. It's not a mood you'll be in tomorrow. It's a decision you make daily. To guard your mind, to kill the reaction, to speak less, to read before you're read, to need no one, to audit your circle, and to build in silence. Once and you'll feel it. Do it every day and you'll become it. The cold man still feels everything. He is not numb, not hollow, not dead inside. He feels the insult, the betrayal, the pressure, completely. What makes him unbreakable is that none of it gets the final word. His enemies sharpen him. His pain instructs him. And through all of it, he stays the author of his own story. Never the victim of someone else's. That is the man Machiavelli respected, and the man the world quietly fears. Not because he's cruel, because he cannot be moved. So decide right now, in the middle of whatever season you're in, that you are no longer available to be manipulated, provoked, or broken. Your peace is no longer for sale. Your reaction is no longer for rent. If this forged something in you today, comment, "Nothing can move me one final time." Let that be your declaration, not to me, but to yourself. Then like this video, subscribe to Machiavellian Mind and turn on notifications because what comes next goes even deeper. Your mind is your kingdom. Starting now, no one gets in without your permission.